How y'all doing? Welcome to Woodshed Antics. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you've been around a while and you continue to show up to support the channel, thank you from the bottom of my heart. As always, like, share, and subscribe. That'll help to grow the channel. It'll allow me to keep chasing this dream. Today we're talking about the paddleboard. Now we've made a ton of progress since the last time we talked. Last time we talked, I think we were gluing these plywood panels together. I think we had just started on the trash board, getting that stuff together. We've got the trash board glued up. I've got the cedar board glued up. I've got the rocker table built. I've got this on here. I've got the rough shape cut out. I've got the rib kit attached and built, and I'm starting to lay up the sides and getting that done. We've made a ton of progress since we last talked, and I know what you're asking. Well, where's all the build videos? And here's part of the problem. I've always used an iPhone 16 to film all of my video, and I've always used Canva, so I'd upload from the iPhone to Canva and then process the video. The problem is Canva limits the upload size that I'm able to upload of the videos, so I've had to be really careful about what I record. And in doing so, I have to limit the size of my videos, or I have to time lapse everything. It's not been 100% convenient for what I've been doing. It's worked, but it always hasn't been convenient. So I've had to remedy that problem because the paddleboard build videos are so long. The parts, I mean, just gluing a set of these rails on me explaining it exceeds the limit of video size that I can upload to Canva. So the solution was I broke down and we've got an Apple laptop now. I went with Apple because that's what I film on as an Apple, and it is terribly convenient not to have to upload the videos because they're available from my phone straight to my iPad, which is amazing. I am having to learn a new software, which is DaVinci. I'm starting to process some of those videos, but in the meantime, I've still been shooting videos, so I thought I'd shoot you a quick update. Let's talk about that update right now. I'll swing around to the other side of the camera. I'll show you where we're at. I'm gonna post a video every week of the progress of this board, and we'll go back the next paddle board, the actual decent one that we're building out of marine grade with the cedar board. We'll shoot the videos for the how-tos on that series. I'll edit and post them, so you'll be able to follow along start to finish. But I'm getting a lot of questions about, hey, where are we at? What are you doing? Have you give up? I haven't give up. I'm still working. This gluing process has kind of got away from me. These should have been 1/4 by 3/8. I got 1/4 by half or 1/4 by 1/4, and I've ended up gluing a lot more strips on, which is okay. This is the trash board. That was the design. I wanted to use scraps to build this to keep this build as cheap as possible. And we're achieving that. It's going to be the cheapest board we can build. It's actually gotten, just with the rib kit and the sides on it, pretty robust. I don't know about the weight yet because I've got all these clamps on it, but let me spin you around. Let me show you where we're at. Okay, so you can see I've got a bunch of these finger clamps. This is the rib kit we're talking about here. And I'll show you in some video series how we get to here. This is the center line of our board. One of the next processes is going to be blocking this out so that we can put the hand grip to pick the board up here. We've got some reinforcing to do. The biggest part of this is we've been laying up these tongue and groove rails. So I milled a bunch of these scraps I had down 1/4 by 1/4. They're bead and cove is what they call it, and they tuck in, they nest all the way down. Now, if they were the 1/4 by 3/8, 1/4 inch wide and 3/8 tall, I would be having taller boards. I'd probably be half as many. I've got to bring this up probably just past this arch. I don't want to hit the flat, but probably about here on most of these ribs. On the front, I'm pretty close, so I can start dropping back and getting these, because they just got to make that edge before we put the top of it on. I've also got to reinforce the deck, but this is where we're at, and we've made a lot of progress. Let me see if I can zoom out a little bit. You can see I've alluded to this a little bit, but can you see the movement? So, you know, from the tip of the board here down to the center of the board, we have about roughly 7 inches of rise and fall. It doesn't rise as much in the tail as it does the nose, but there is a lot of movement to this board, which is, again, one of the reasons I selected this style. We've made a lot of progress. We got a lot of work left to do, but that's your update for this week. It's where we're at. I'll make sure to post again next week to show you where I'm at, and then look forward in the future for those additional builds. If you look right here, there is the cedar board. And you can see I've got the lines roughed out on it. This is going to be the top deck of the pallet board. This is going to look cool. I'm super pumped and super excited. I've also got in, let's see, can you guys see it right there? A roll, the fiberglass. We've got the epoxy, Moss epoxy. Moss has been really good to us as well. I got a sweet announcement about that. But this is where we're at. I'm going to give you the Easter egg for today. And the Easter egg is going to be progress. Comment progress in the comments for those extra entries to win one of these paddle boards we're building. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying tuned. We'll see you next time.